1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then on the side, you're gonna have, um, I think it's like towards this way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right? We're gonna get rid of the ice blocks over here. Just, to get that out of the way. All right. And the next thing you want to do is do this by 2 blocks. So here we go. And you should probably have that open or closed if you want. No, actually open. Do that open. And you want to do that twice or no, 3 times. So instead of it being a little, you can have some spruce kind of like poking out like this to, and I'll tell you why. It'll kind of like merge with the dark oak planks, right? So you add that all over the sides, just like this, right? And how tall should you make it? Um, just about, um, just 5. Yeah, just do 5 for now, and you might need a little more later, but, um, yeah. So just add this all around. Right? This will give it a little, because as you can see, it kind of looks like it's merging with the, you know, with the wood, and every block or so, not every block, but you add wherever you want, you add some stripped dark oak to give it a little more of a texture. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing it just to give it a little more texture. You can also do just regular dark oak instead of spruce and give it a little more texture to make it, but I'm just going to do regular spruce. The next thing you want to do is get some of this, and we are going to be making the roof. So you start off with some spruce stairs, right? You add these on the sides. Same with here. You add some spruce stairs here. You add these on the sides. Then two. So here, let's see. So 2. So 1, 2, block over, 1 block over, and then 2. So all right. So something like this, and then this. That might be a little too much, so it kind of depends what's over how much fits over here. Right? And there we go. So you have this. But if you have this, I wouldn't recommend you just do this and then you place a slab, call it a day, right? This is kind of, what I like to do is I like to add a little upside down staircase on the bottom. That's what I like to do. You don't have to do the same thing, obviously. Do what you want. And you kind of just, yeah, follow this. Um, and as you can see, you want to yeah, you want to make sure that it's lined up properly because I because before it was over here, but it's not lined up. So yeah, make sure it's lined up because for a second it was gonna meet up like this or something like that, or yes, like inverted like that or something. So yeah, always if something looks off, there's probably something off. See? So there we go. You can add like a line in between, right? I think that's a great idea. Um, and here's the thing, the building never goes over the roof, right? I always put it kind of like this. And if that's too much, then you kind of just add this. And the next thing you want to do is add some tuff. So, you fill the inside with tuff, right? There we go. There we go. And then, yep, add some of this on the sides. You add some of this on the sides. Oh, oh. It's a mistake. There we go. Right? So it's on both sides. Right now, I said you need some tough stairs. You don't necessarily need these, but um you kind of you place them around to give it a little texture, a little gradient, right? So a little bit of this. Yeah, there we go. So see, it's a little more textured eyes, I guess. Um, and that's how you do the roof. The other roof is um the other roof is a different story. So over here, right? And so the roofs give it flair, right? So over here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a different roof, sort of. We're gonna give it the same, somewhat the same shape, just like a regular triangle, but nothing like a plank and stuff. We're just going to do a regular roof, and there's nothing wrong with regular, right? You, so I'm going to add. Actually, it would be better if instead of a roof like what we just looked at, it would be better if it was a slanted roof. Because this means that it's kind of like going, that means it's kind of like supported off of this, sort of. So you just add a little, you know, you do this, maybe this, uh, yeah, do that, right? You get rid of this underneath, and you kind of, yeah, fill it up with some tuff, right? So you can get some tough bricks, and since we already got regular tough, we can just kind of like, okay, see? Actually, yeah, uh, yeah, again, another tweak. That's right. You can also do do this, add some slabs on it, so that way it kind of looks like it's merging into it. You can, then the next thing you do is you kind of just fill that gap up so that way you don't look at the inside. It's okay if you break the block because no one's gonna see it, and you can just cover it and it'll all be fine. You know, you don't have to actually add that because no one's really gonna see that too much. You can, yeah, that's fine. You fill this up, right? Right, and that's pretty much it. Now, now it's done, but okay, actually something looks off. I don't know what, but it feels like it's slightly slanted, you know? Like this is a center, right? And it feels like, yeah, see? Like this is supposed to be the center, but it's, it's uneven. So you might just need to, and this is something you might just need to do, you know? You need to add a little something over here, right? Maybe, oh yeah, okay. Maybe you need to just, there we go. Yeah, see, now it looks better, right? Now it looks centered because this is not the center. So, and it's easier because you just remove one side of the roof, I mean the wall, and just slightly short it down. It's way neater instead of having to widen the roof, right? You can put your door here, right? And it might not look exactly like the other one, but it's still as good. You add a little bit of this, right? A little bit of this. And there's your frame, there's your door, right? You can add um your window there with your stairs and a lantern, right? You can do that. You can also, you don't have to do this, it's completely optional. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like nah, I'm good. That's pretty good, self. Next thing, add this, right? And you might want to do a little something with this. So, like a window frame, right? That's the word. So you can do this, okay, right? Where you kind of break this, yeah. Oh, maybe not over here, but there you go. See, there's your frame, right? You could also kind of like do this and kind of like have it like that sort of, or have it like this. I think I'm gonna keep it like this because I kind of like it like that, you know. Um, you can do the same with the other side. So again, you go over here, you add your glass panes, your there's this, and then kind of just do that. Yep, and then dark oak, dark oak. See, yeah, maybe yeah, you add a window here. This one, maybe you can add this or some. I'm just gonna keep the lantern there, maybe on symmetrical to give it a little more pattern. Uh, yeah. The thing is that a lot of the time you want to try to keep this stuff even. So you either do it 2 or you do it 4 or whatever center point is. That's a good way, better way of explaining it. I'll just do this. Maybe some over here. You don't have to add this many windows. I'm just adding these because I want to add them. And uh and yeah, the net in the last I think this is the last and final set, right? Don't worry, I think we're almost done here. Is you finally add the trim, right? So you add some of this, right? Every other block, you add a trapdoor, right? This will, it's like a trim around then you just kind of like add some signs, right? All right, and finally, this is this is optional, right? But if you want to do this, right, you can have this your campfire room, right? So you get a hay bale, right? This will have it so that way the fire goes up farther. You get a hay bale, right? Maybe if you want, you don't have to. If you don't like that wall, staying like that, you can just kind of do this and kind of like, yeah, yeah, do that and stuff. Maybe if you want, you can oh, do this, right? That could be your campfire, your little area to cook food, right? And you at this stage you can pretty much just revolve this or yeah, just maybe keep it like that or something. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. And yeah, so that could be your chimney. And this is your bakery, right?